Hello, hello. Welcome to the channel where I have never streamed in my life. How's the audio on that, guys? Hope that's decent. Alright. Can you guys hear me? Hope that's decent. Alright. Sweet. Alright, what we got? Checking out the CU-29, because Lord knows we can't have seasons anymore. Spirit of Fire, and it slaps me with a, do you want to buy this? 500 premium pass, 2,000 premium pass. Alright, what we got? How about no? The CU-29, because Lord knows we can't have seasons anymore. Mark IV core, and it slaps me with a... I gotta turn that off now. I can hear playback of myself. There we go. Okay. Alright. Well, for starters, I gotta see what this new core is all about. Always down to look at the free stuff. Where you at? There we go. Mark IV, Halo Wars, baby. Look at that. Behold, 6 months of effort. Audio's duplicating. How about now? You know what? We're just gonna leave it base level. Let me know if that audio is still duplicating. Yeah, sorry about having it sitting there for so long. I was literally trying to just figure out how to stream. Crash course for 10 minutes. Cool. Might have been duplicating because I had some playback on. All right. Let's see. Illusion. Well, what's Illusion all about? Oh, this is the new map, isn't it? All right. Yeah, let's give it a whirl. Well, hold on. Let's at least look at the new season stuff. So, pay $5 and you get the OG assault rifle skin. I mean, that's a cool reward, but that's absurd. I would rather sit on a cactus than pay extra money for the gun skin from the first Halo. I don't know. Y'all tell me though. You think that's a good buy? I mean, $5 is good. I'll admit, $5 is good for a cosmetic. And I like the way that 343 is doing their stuff now. It's like, you know, it never goes away. It's always there. I don't know about you, but I think I'd rather see a little bit more here, or some content at least. Speaking of content, speaking of legitimate content that everyone loves, let's go to the shop. Omega Team. Wait, what? Did it say 3,800? Oh my god. So $40, $38, $40, and you get... I mean, that's a lot of armor pieces, but $40? That's insane. Yeah, $40 for some... I mean, that's average. That's Battle Pass fodder. That's not $40. And then $20 a piece. Oh yeah, what a steal. Oh my god. That's insane. Even this, $3 for a vehicle coating, that's not bad. I don't love it, but it's not bad. Relatively speaking, it's fine. Wow. All right. Let's jump in. Make sure. Yeah, we're gonna experience this together. I've never streamed in my life. I hope the connection comes out good. I guess we'll see. Y'all let me know. Let me know if you see anything weird or hear anything weird. I considered streaming the Unalive Squad game, Incapacitate the Justice League, but $100. That's $100 to be able to play that, and that's early access. I mean, that's steep, boys. for a game that's kind of like, I'm interested in it because I want to see if it sucks or not. $100 is steep. So I love you guys, but I don't know if I I don't know if I hate myself enough to pay $100 to do that. I forgot how good the music is. Yeah. Hey, this main menu, I'll give them props. The menu looks good.
Land grab.
I mean, it kind of sucks to be excited about the way the main menu looks. Like, you know, of all things to be excited about in a live service game, you'd think that there'd be more riveting stuff to talk about than the main menu, but whatever. But I agree, music is great. All right, so give me some slack here. This is my first game in a thick minute. You know what? We're not gonna do that.
We've lost a teammate.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir. Am I camoed up in here? Yeah, I saw this in their live stream. This is... Hey-o!
Energy kill confirmed.
You friggin' thought. Oh, everyone's gonna be crouched in here. That's cool. That's cool. I'll give them that. That's a unique idea. Do I want to go for it? Yes, I do. Oh, that's not a door. Go, 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 go. I thought that was a door. I should probably play objective, huh? Yeah, I like the unique map stuff. That is a good idea. I like the needler blow up pieces in like the needler pieces that blow up in whatever that one is called in the Blamite cave. That's cool stuff. I'll give them that. And I'll give them, you know, again, this isn't something that they should be rewarded on or commended for, but I'll at least say, like the skin on my AR, that is a camo I got for the shotgun way back. I don't even know how long ago it was. And then one day I got on here and it was for all my guns, not just the shotgun anymore. So good on them for retroactively going back and fixing their greed, I guess.
On the field.
Kind of like, well, shouldn't have been something to have to deal with in the first place, but it's here now, so I'll give them that at least.
3 zones incoming.
Get out of here. I'm streaming from my Xbox because my son's funeral was more fun than this game. I hope that didn't actually happen, dude. If it did, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm streaming from my Xbox, so it feels like there's just a little bit of input delay, but it's still not as bad as the desync. Maybe they fixed desync, I don't know, y'all tell me, but when I play this game on PC, it's pretty terrible. Like, it's extremely noticeable. It's very hard to play. I figured syncing my Xbox would actually be better to play than just trying it on PC.
3 zones. Boo.
3 zones incoming.
What am I doing? I suck with a sniper. Why am I even why am I even pretending I'm gonna get a kill? See, told you.
Enemy team nearing victory.
I've got to say, you know, I was trying to think of a game I wanted to try, like, streaming for the first time, and I landed on Halo Infinite. One, because I like Halo, obviously, but also because I did want to check out this update today. But I don't know about y'all, but I just don't. I can't think of any games upcoming that I'm excited for.
3 zones.
I mean, is there anything for y'all, like, maybe, I wouldn't call it excited, but like mildly curious about the Star Wars Ubisoft game? Like, I don't have high expectations for that at all. So I don't know. Y'all tell me, are there any games coming out soon that you guys are genuinely excited for? 'Cause I can't think of one. To be completely honest, I can't.
Hail of gunfire. 2 zones claimed. Go, team, go.
2 zones incoming.
Come on. I had him.
Stay alert.
Alright, baby. We're getting stomped. We're getting our teeth kicked in. And we lost. Alright, give me a couple rounds here. I'll get warmed up. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm not bad at Halo. I'm not the best, but I'm not bad either. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. You know, I will look at this pass one more time. Okay, filler, 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 filler. Well, emblems and nameplates, I think, are just not, I don't know. They're better than nothing, but I will never get excited about an emblem or a nameplate. Ever. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 20 are emblem or nameplates. XP boosters, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 9 out of 20 are either emblems, nameplates, or boosters. Charms, I'll give them a pass on first-person games, but that's it. 1, 2. Yeah, so actual armor pieces we get 1. Oh, I might have been counting. Some of those are double for levels here. So we'll just count this as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 out of 20 are actually armor pieces. Well, let's see. Is there anything else new? You know what? Let's go into Husky Raid. I'm hot for a game. I am. Mod London has fallen for Fallout 4. London has fallen for Fallout 4. Is that a mod coming out for it or something? Yeah, dude, that AR looks great. Like, good on them for making that a cosmetic, but I feel the same way about that as the CE armor. Like, that legacy stuff should never, you should never charge for that. Like, that AR skin should be like, get 1,000 kills with the assault rifle and this is what you get. They 343 never understood the concept in this game, never understood the concept of give gameplay rewards and people will keep playing. No one will buy your $5 skins or $20 skins if nobody's playing the game. I don't know. I don't mean to be a complete Debbie Downer about everything. I guess if I were, I wouldn't even touch this game at all. I still play it every now and again. Like, this is my turn my brain off at the end of the day and just play something game. It's this. It would just be nice if it were a game that I wanted to play intentionally. Like, I got excited about playing it.
Dispatch to enemy family.
That was complete luck. Let's see if I can do that again.
Deploying praise, you glorious warrior.
Another one down.
Jesus. Told you it was luck.
Tango's closing in.
Hope the latency's looking alright for you guys. Yeah, dude. I came on the Husky raid so that I could warm up, not so that I could get beaten down. Like that. Well, if you're not dying every 6 seconds, are you really playing Husky raid? Uh-oh.
Enemy shredded.
Bring me more. Oh, I get stuck on that piece. Hey, at least I wasn't that guy. Shot a rocket in between 4 of them, didn't get 1 kill.
An ally took their flight.
I mean, I'm not one to talk, I'm being terrible.
Confirmed.
Well, I did just get more kills with the pulse rifle just then than he did with his rocket launcher.
They're close.
Oh, come on. There we go. Ah, I saw that sniper glint. Alright, I'm going for the flag. I need a better weapon, though. A weapon I can get up close with, anyway. And grenade. Alright, brothers. See ya. Husky raid's a good turn your brain off mode too. Well, yes, but you see, competitive is in the DNA of Halo. I wonder what happened to that guy anyway. The guy that went on about how playing competitive was in Halo's DNA. It was super important to the franchise. I have not seen his face in anything promotional since then. I wonder if he's still working for 343. People are gonna jump in the stream and be like, "Oh, sweet! Let's see what the new update has." And they're gonna see the same, like the same everything, pretty much. And they would be right. Nice skewer. Yeah, it bothers me when a first-person game really pushes, like, the new update, new content is cosmetics for you, because it's a first-person game, so you only even see the cosmetics that they're raving about and want you to buy when you get killed and in the lobby. Like, take a game like Fortnite, and as fun as it is to make fun of Fortnite and people that play it, I understand why they do so well with their skins, because you see them constantly. When you buy a new skin in Fortnite, you see it in the lobby, you see it when you're playing. I mean, it's just a third-person game for you. But a game like this, or like Siege, or Call of Duty, I don't get it. Dude. And I can't tell if they fixed the hammer's inconsistency yet. Yeah, like that. Like, sometimes you can get a kill from just 7 years away, and other times you gotta be right up in their face. Like, it's hard to tell. Oh, I'm losing some lag there. You want to hear something super wild? I'm actually playing this while my Xbox is in a different room completely, and I'm amazed that it's keeping up as well as it is. I'm kind of just waiting for it to lose connection any second now. See ya. What's my other gun? Shotgun? Uh-oh. Yeah, 1-2.
5 minutes remaining.
When did they even capture ours? I never even saw that. Reconnect, yep. We're getting goofed by my controller connection from here. I may have to just... I don't want to move my Xbox in here. I like playing in the living room on that. I may have to. Here, I'll put it over... Put it over the desk.
Spike kill confirmed.
No, I don't want to put it close wall pick. Yeah. Probably pick up all the buttons. Oh man. Spawn, die from explosion, spawn, die from explosion. That's Husky Raid for you, though. I knew what I was getting into.
They're close.
Also knew what I was getting into trying to use my Let's go. Ooh, missile. Thank you. I just tried to use the Ravager. The Ravager's still terrible. I truly can't. I can't think of one instance where I was like, thank God for that Ravager that I have.
Enemy captured.
Yes, I know I let him go, but oh well.
Defeat.
Let's do... There's a heck of a delay. I guess that's just part of it. I didn't realize there was that much delay between what I'm recording and what you guys are seeing. Let's do... Let's try Illusion again. You know what? New update, new map. Let's go for it. So I can keep staring at this AR model that I'm not going to get. I'd love to have it, don't get me wrong. Like, that would be pretty cool. But credits are at 325. And I don't think I'm going to get any more than that, so... Well, actually, I know I'm not going to get any more than that. Because I said I wouldn't. I'm surprised anyone is still playing this game. Is so soulless. I haven't played it in years. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. I don't want to give too much credit where it's not deserved, but I also don't want to overlook a few things. Like, in the last... I don't know, how long has it even been? In the last season, basically, the Season 5 was everything that a live service game season should be. And I want to give them props for that, but also it shouldn't have taken 5 seasons for us to see that. Like, and I think everybody knows the story by now that all the old leadership got kicked out, and there's new leadership in, and they're doing it better. And that's all fine and dandy. That's great. But, like, me personally... What even killed me? Oh, Commando. I don't know. I said a while back in a video that I wasn't going to spend any more money on this game until they added split screen. And a lot of people in the comments decided that that must be because I think split screen is what's going to save the game. And that's not the case at all. That's not true. I don't think split screen would change player numbers at all. In fact, I mean, well, not at all. Maybe a little bit, but that's not the point. It's not because I'm demanding split screen in my games. It's because they said we will have split screen. That was the first thing, before we even knew what the title of the game was. They said we're going to have split screen. And then, sure enough, we didn't have split screen. Such a shock. Jeez. We didn't have split screen. So, I mean... Effectively, they just lied to our faces to get us excited about the game and to get us to buy the game, saying that they were gonna add split screen later. You know, go ahead, buy it now, buy our skins. It's a live service game, we'll update it. And then they just didn't. So, oh yeah, I just don't. And I hear the argument that, you know, the leadership's changed, so, you know, don't punish the new leadership for the old leadership's mistakes. I understand that sentiment, but I don't agree with it, because at the end of the day, it's still a Microsoft company. Like, they still own it. And what precedent does that set for a parent company like Microsoft to just go, oh, okay, well, we can lie to our consumers. We can use our teams to lie to our consumers, and as long as we fire them and replace them with somebody else, then that's fine. We don't have to worry about actually keeping our word.
Power weapons.
So, you know.
Return.
And I know my $5 isn't gonna be what cripples Microsoft. Like, they got, oh yeah, see, just then I looked to my right, it went way too far. My $5 isn't going to be what cripples Microsoft. Like, I know that. But it's just out of principle. I don't want to reward a company for outright lying to me.
Flag return.
And not to mention, even if I were, let's see that sniper up there. Even if I were willing to spend money on this game, I would absolutely not do it for things like a $20 CE armor, because that, like, charging $20 for the armor that you wore in the first Halo, like, there's literally cashing in on nostalgia.
Please.
Like, it's absurd. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Sir, see ya. Nice. Sword kill. Yeah, I think the last thing I ever got in this game was a coating. And that was when it just kind of hit me that every time I buy something, or really I wasn't even buying it, I was, for work, I'd work with a lot of software to do surveys all the time. They'll do like paid surveys, so fill out a survey, then they'll send you a code for a $10 gift card to the place of your choice. And I did a bunch of those for work. And I used quite a, I mean, you're not much, I mean, you're probably talking $10 a month or so. And I did that, and I was using them on Microsoft stuff. Not all of them, just one every now and again. And getting some stuff for it. And then it occurred to me that even though I'm not spending my money on Halo Infinite, the Microsoft and 343 are still getting money from somebody because of what I'm doing. Like, they're getting money from the company who's sending me the $10 gift card. So by continuing to do those, I'm giving them money. And I don't want to reward them until they... You know, and here's the thing. On the next Halo game, if they said, hey guys, we're not going to have split screen this time, that's 2 caps, baby. If they said, hey, we're not going to have split screen this time, sorry, then I wouldn't... Like, I'd be disappointed, but it wouldn't be game-breaking for me. Like Halo 5 even. Halo 5, as many problems as that game had, at least they said before launch, we will not have split screen. So nobody was expecting it. Halo Infinite, they did the opposite. Wouldn't shut up about how they're going to have split screen, and then they just didn't have it. Here, I'm actually going to try sitting this way. See if that helps with my
Caliber carnage.
I'm going for that flag. So yeah, I mean, power to you if you like the game. If you don't like the game, you like the codings, you like the battle passes, whatever. I see no incentive for 343 and Microsoft to stand by their word and not lie to our faces if they can do that, but then still make money anyway. So I don't feel bad for the downfall of Infinite. I don't.
Power weapons.
I think if they had been honest and not just tried to capitalize on the name of Halo rather than make a Halo game.
The enemy is weak.
Which I know, yes, they're in the business to make money. Like, let's not pretend they're not. But if the priority had been let's make the next Halo game instead of let's use the Halo name to capitalize on live service, then I think we would have actually had something that wouldn't have made the headlines for all the wrong reasons. So I don't know. I think it's fun. Like, I'm having a good time, but it's also free to play. So I don't mind. I don't feel like me playing it for free and not buying anything from them is supporting what I don't care for.
5 minutes remaining.
Like, players like me don't help them at all. Like, just to come in and play and not buy their skins, like, I'm not helping their bottom dollar or their bottom line. Yeah, it's soulless game. I think it was soulless in the beginning, and now it is like legitimately, like as cliche as it sounds, legitimately this is how the game should have launched. And it's for the first time in season 5 they finally gave us something that set it apart from other Halo games. Like for years all they were doing was all they were doing was playing catch up, like, oh, we got to add stuff that has already been in other past Halo games, which, you know, that's the live service special, release half a game and then make it a full game over a year, 2 years worth of updates. But season 5 specifically was when it was like, okay, now here's forgeable AI, something that we've never had in a Halo game before. Here's a way we can make Infinite stand out. So kudos to them. And forgeable AI has been huge. Like, it's been huge in a lot of ways. I think that's it's one of the best things that's happened to Halo was forgeable AI. It's just, you know, way too late. Come on, Bueller. We all should be speaking with our wallets. James Stephanie Sterling has been saying that for years. I agree. They don't care how many videos we post, how much we cry about it on Twitter. They don't care. They only care about the money they do or don't make. That is it. And if they can lie to their consumers and release a piece of a product and still hit the top of the charts, then expect it to continue. That was the entire premise of my Call of Duty video, is just Call of Duty seeing how much they can get away with. Go, 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 go. Seeing how much they could get away with over the years. See ya. That's a dub. I think I capped all 3 of those. Sure did. Thanks, teammates. That wasn't sarcasm. That wasn't sarcasm. They actually got a ton of kills. Yeah, Infinite is a case of what could have been. I think it's the best among the AAA FPS game at the moment. Yeah, man, I wouldn't disagree. Like, I think the game in its current state really is awesome. Like, it's a very fun game. There's so much to do. I mean, even let's just go look at Customs Browser. Like, there's not nearly. Ooh, there's actually. It doesn't seem like a lot, but this is more than usual. Like, there's some extremely fun custom games on here. Like, one of my favorites is, if I can find it. I don't think I'll jump into it right now. Is anybody playing it right now? It's the tower defense one, where you and everybody else are on these different towers, and you can upgrade with... Yeah, nobody's playing it right now. You can upgrade, like, with more NPC Marines to help you fight off waves of people. Like, it's extremely fun. Like, there's so many cool things you can do on here. It's just... It's kind of like hosting a dinner party, and your main course sucks, and everyone leaves. But then you bring out the best dessert imaginable, but there's nobody left except for like one guy. There's nobody left except like one guy to actually even try the dessert, because everybody left because the food sucked that bad. So I think that's where we're at with Halo Infinite. Awesome updates, some extremely like new to the series additions, but you know, so many people have just checked out. It's just part of it, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, but also they get what they deserve. Is Infinite finally good? That's a tough question. I think it is good. Yes, it is fun, and the updates have only made the game better, especially over the last year or so. Like, way more maps, way more stuff to do, game types and stuff. But it's still missing what made, in my opinion, it's still missing what made the older Halo games as replayable as they were, which was, number one, the sense of community. So you had like, you know, a customs browser that actually worked properly. You had simple things like game chat. There's still game chat is off by default, which is bizarre to me. But then you also had earnable rewards. Like, you keep playing the game and you earn rewards that you're striving for. Like, get to a certain rank, unlock this. Get to max rank, get to this. If your game is adding in a max rank reward, actually, backpedal. If your game is adding in a progression system a year into its live service, there's a problem. There weren't even ranks until what, 2 seasons ago, which is crazy. The game's been out for what's it, 2024? It came out in 2020. Was it 2021? About 2 years. Yeah, it's nuts. That's what happens when the game launches with like 25% of the content of the previous games, praying they're going to learn their lesson. Yeah, I hope so too. What's your name? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, alright. Yeah, I agree, okay. What we can hope, I think Halo Infinite's time has kind of passed. Like, I don't know how realistic it is for the game to just, like, pick up a second wind and just get huge. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it would really come down to the next Halo game would have to come out and have to blow our socks off, which at this point, just releasing as a complete game would probably blow my socks off.
Enemy has the
Relatively speaking, anyway. I'd still want to see a justification for the existing. I think the worst thing they could probably do. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I'm sucking. That's I'm doing terrible. The worst thing they could probably do is come out with a sequel. I guess the Call of Duty special. They come out with a sequel that is exactly like Halo Infinite, just kind of where it left off, and with a new title. And it's obvious that they did that to try to capitalize on hype around a new game. That's the worst thing they could do. Because there's no way they release a game missing as many features as this one was at launch. Again, I don't think they will.
Active camo.
I agree. Okay, I hope they learn their lesson. I hope it hit them right in the wallets. I hope it hit them hard. But thankfully, they seem to acknowledge that the Halo IP is profitable in and of itself, so they're not just going to abandon it completely, which is good. Halo really has so much potential even still.
Enemy halfway to victory.
I think I've checked out of Bungie altogether, not gonna lie. Well, Bungie's not involved with Halo anymore. They haven't been for, what's it been? Since 2010? 2011? Reach was Bungie's last Halo game. I guess they sold either they sold the franchise or Microsoft owned it in the first place. I'm not sure. Knowing Microsoft, it wouldn't surprise me if they just owned it already and Bungie just got to work on it, so there was no sale. It was just Bungie kind of stepping away.
We have the ball.
But I don't know that for sure. I'd have to look it up. But I do know, yeah, Bungie has not been involved with the series since Reach. Which may be for the better. I mean, with the way that, like, I know for a long time a lot of people were saying, like, oh, I wish Bungie had stuck with Halo, it would be so much better. But I mean, dude, watching what's happening with Destiny 2, I can't help but question if that's true. Ooh, well played. Well played. Yeah, they went to the gutter after they partnered with Activision. Unfortunately, Microsoft owns Bungie, gave it to them in exchange for becoming independent after Halo 3. Okay, interesting.
Ball incoming.
We cling to the
Bungie gave it to them in exchange for becoming independent. So they just really wanted to go out and do their own thing. Which, I don't know about you guys. Were y'all around? Were y'all playing? I mean, were y'all invested in kind of when Destiny first came out, the first Destiny? I remember when it dropped, I was so excited because, you know, this was right after, this was after Reach, obviously, and I think maybe Halo 4 was already out by that point, and everyone was just kind of like, well, you know, here comes Bungie's next game, it's gonna be great. I was so excited, and I got it Black Friday, went and bought it, plugged in my Xbox, and I think I played it for about 2 hours and took it back. Vanilla Destiny 1 when it first came out was the epitome of just repetitive slog to me. Like, I hated go up to this object, hold X, fight off some waves of enemies, and then go to the next object and do the same thing.
Ball incoming.
And the story I did not find interesting at all. It was probably more than 2 hours. It was probably more like 4. I had some fun on Destiny 2, though, I will say. Like, Destiny 2, around the time the Leviathan raid came out, like, me and some buddies had a pretty good time.
Enemy has
I've been checked out of Destiny 2 for a long time, though. I don't know, I'm getting burnt out on
ball dropped.
waiting for live service games to, quote, get better.
We have the ball.
Or I guess in Destiny's case, you know, not get worse.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Was it?
Ball dropped.
Let's see. I want to pick up Tekken 8, but I refuse to accept $70 as the new base price. Man, I hate to say it, but I think that's just the way it is now. Which I guess you could say that about everything, right? You know, like I harp so hard on don't pre-order, and I guess someone could say to me, well, that's just the way it is now. And I get it. It's just $70 ever since. Who was it that tested the waters with that? Was it Call of Duty? I mean, Modern Warfare 2 to be specific, because they came out for 70. And there's a little bit of a controversy. Suddenly everyone else is doing $70 too. And the complaint I keep hearing in defense of like live service games and microtransactions is that, well, you know, game development is just getting more expensive, so things cost more. Yeah, but you know, this is probably a hot take. You know, feel free to crucify me if you want. I would rather pay $80 for a new game that is feature and content complete and good than $60 plus a $10 battle pass plus $20 skins plus $15 DLC. I would rather just pay it all up at the front. Now, granted, my number of games I play would probably drop dramatically. In fact, I don't even buy every game now. I use Game Pass for quite a bit.
We have the ball.
But yeah, dude, $70. I think that's just where we're at now. Everyone knows that they can get away with it. It probably, when they're looking at people who don't buy versus the revenue they still get, it seems to be a risk that pays off. So they're just going for it. Wasn't Destiny 1 also content barren on release, and Destiny 2? Destiny 1 absolutely was. Destiny 1, dude, there was, I mean, oh man, it was like 3 mission types. You could ride your Sparrow around. The story was not interesting. The content was, yeah, it was pretty barren. It wasn't until, was it the Taken King? I think that's the name of the DLC that came out, where everyone was like, hey, this game's actually good now. I should have swapped it. Everyone was like, oh, this game is finally good now. This is great. Or it's getting better at least. So Destiny is not the only game to do it, not the first game to do it, but probably the first like mainstream console game that showed studios, hey, you can launch extremely piss poor, but as long as you add something good later, people will come give you more money. And basically sell 1.5 games, right? Because the base game was $60 when it launched, and then the Taken King I think was $30.
Kicker tape parade, standing by.
But shoot, now we're not even there anymore. Now we're selling armors for $30. At the beginning of the stream, when I went into the shop and saw that bundle, that was it $40 for 3 armors? That's crazy.
Allied carrier down.
Like whoever greenlit that should be ashamed of themselves. Oh, is he teabagging me? He was. In Destiny 2, honestly, I couldn't tell you if Destiny 2 was barren at launch. I'd like to say they probably learned their lesson and had more to do in Destiny 2. But if I remember correctly, Destiny 2 had more optimism and more favor? Yeah, had more favor from the player base and fan base, like after it came out, up to its first like year or so of live service. Like as time has gone on, it seems people have been getting more and more fed up with Destiny 2, but for the first bit there, and I will actually say Destiny 2 probably still to this day has what I would consider my favorite DLC I've ever seen in a game, and that is, see ya. That is, what was it called? Forsaken. The DLC. It came with the Forsaken campaign, came with the new areas, came with like Dreaming City, new raid. I mean, I was blown away at how much content there was. I think it was $20 when it dropped.
More where that came
It's stuff
from.
like that that makes me sad when I see armors selling for $20, because I know how much content a studio could put into a $20 DLC, but how much they are now because people are just, you know, dead end in there. When people are throwing money at them for $20, a new colored pair of socks on my character for $20, like, why would they ever bother doing something like Forsaken again? What would be the point? I mean, just from a business perspective, why bother? Bring it on, boys.
Nearing victory.
Your father is holding this ball, and you will not take it from him. Am I about to get the dub? Oh, now if I get shot in the head, I'm not.
Victory.
Yeah, baby, let's go. See, I found my niche tonight. Since I can't get kills, I'm just gonna go for objective. That is how I'll contribute. I would pay $70 for Diablo 2 now because it's content rich enough to deserve it. I miss when Ultimate Edition used to mean full game DLC instead of just some skins or yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I mean, a content rich game that you could play for, well, I guess it depends on the game, you know? Like if it's an extremely well crafted single player, like I wouldn't mind dishing out $70 if it's good, it's fun, you know, like it serves its purpose. But when you're talking games that want you to sink hours upon hours into it, yeah, I mean it's hard to beat. When a game comes with, you know, well, how long has Diablo 2 even been out now? What has it been, 20 years? I mean, when you've got that long to craft it, refine it, add stuff to it, it's hard to say no to something like that. Like, you know, rather than $60 when I bought it, $30 every year or so when a new DLC comes out, $70 for the whole thing. Yeah, that's hard to beat. Ultimate Edition used to mean full game DLC instead. Yes, yeah, like season pass type stuff. Whenever an Ultimate Edition, like you pay for the biggest, that was kind of the expectation. Like you paid for the most expensive version of the game, and you knew that you would get every single thing that would come out with that game later at a discounted rate. I mean, I know I got some flack for covering it in one of my videos recently, but even like just from a greed and, you know, I guess not throwing the players under the bus standpoint, I think Alan Wake 2 has done that well. Like their Ultimate Edition of the game was, I think, $80. So I guess 60 or maybe it was 90. I don't remember. 80 or 90. Either way, there's 2 DLCs planned for the game. So for the price of, if you bought the game and then bought each DLC individually, you would spend about $10 more than what the Ultimate Edition cost. And like that's the way it used to be. So you know, however you feel about Alan Wake 2, you know, put that aside, but just from like a modern gaming standpoint, like I applaud that kind of thing.
Return the flag.
Objective,
to base.
baby, let's go. It's like they're at ours too. Let me get to this lift. Hey, I still got it over there. Go, boys, go. I did the hard part. You gotta want it. Go. They're not gonna get it.
Enemy flag returned.
Gave my life for my country. All for nothing. What? Can't get this camo though. You can backsmack me all day. I'm just gonna make sure you're not gonna get the camo. This guy. This guy must be stopped.
Flags taken or flagged.
Oh, they got him stopped. Is he still over here backsmacking? Where you at? Where's he at?
Flag returned.
Oh, I guess he's gone. Alright. It's time to stop sucking. Starting right now. Brought up Diablo 2 because Diablo 4 cost 70, which should be free to play. Yeah, no kidding. Have you got come on, controller. Have you guys noticed that it's now becoming the norm to include things like battle passes and paid cosmetics
Power equipment
in already
inbound.
full-priced games? Like, think back to when I keep bringing up the example because business-wise, it's a good example. Like Fortnite, it was free to play, and that is what drew a bunch of people in because that was not super common yet for console games, especially. And the skins and the battle pass, it was like, oh man, this isn't good. It was like, oh, this makes sense. I could put down $10 for this game that's free. I might as well. And now, like that, but that was the justification for it because it was free. Now it's, how did I not win that? How in God's green earth did I lose that? I don't know if I even missed there. But yeah, it's because that was the justification. It was free, so why not, you know, put in $10 here or a couple dollars there for a skin.
M41 Spanker.
And now that's just
Inbound.
they've bypassed that completely. Like
Our team took the enemy
Diablo
flag.
4 is a $70 game or
On the
more
way.
if you bought the more expensive
M41
editions.
Spanker.
And then couple that with their battle passes and their
Perforated.
shop rotations. It's like, dude,
Power
even Halo Infinite, a game I'm playing right now that has rightfully gotten a lot of crap, even it understood the concept of free-to-play plus microtransactions equals justification in the player's mind. I gotta figure something out with this controller.
Enemy flag.
Like, yeah, the
returned.
campaign costs money, but if you didn't care about campaign, you only wanted to do online, you could. You could play it for free. I don't know, maybe I should do a video on free-to-play stuff. Like, go into detail about the pros and cons of it. Because I feel like a lot of the pros, or I guess a lot of the cons of free-to-play... Oh, I saw that. A lot of the cons of free-to-play is, that, you know, everything else you have to pay for. But now they're just doing it with the full-price games, too. So what's it matter? Why does it matter that it's free-to-play? You are not kidding me. No way. Good try, brother. Oh, hello, sniper. Jeez. I'm so old, I remember when cosmetics were free unlockables you got from playing the game. Yeah, isn't that a wild concept? Unlocking things just from playing the game. Isn't that crazy? No, we're just entitled gamers because we want because we want to feel rewarded for our time. Like, I used to spend hours trying to get the skulls in Halo 3, like, organically. Like, I didn't want to look them up. I wanted to find them on my own.
Our
Because
team
I
took the
saw
enemy
that,
flag.
like, I wanted to get the achievement for it. And then I wanted to hit rank, I think, was it 50 in Halo 3? And you got the security helmet. Like, I did all that because there were earnable cosmetics there.
Inbound.
And, you know, I didn't give Starfield... I guess I never reviewed Starfield, but I wasn't super positive about it. I made the video, the don't pre-order video on it. But at the very least, all the cosmetics in that game so far
Spitting
are
with
included
rage.
with the game. Like, I'll at least give it that. Wait, Diablo 4 is $70? Yes, sir. That's the cheapest version. Yeah, we're getting here. Yeah, Diablo 4, $70. That's the cheapest version. Don't you love it? The other versions were, I think it was, off the top of my head, there was one that was $80, and then there was one that was it 90 or 100? 90 or 100? I think it was increments of 10. That was in the don't pre-order reboots video. I went over that. Ooh, Okay, so if you kill them in midair, they drop the flag all the way back to the start. That's nice. But yeah, dude, Diablo 4 is $70 in addition to all of the microtransactions in the game. Like, now you just have to basically accept that you don't get... Can he see me?
They spotted
I
us.
always wondered that. If you're in camo with the flag and they look in your direction, can they see you?
Sad. You've been spotted.
How did he beat me? Oh, battle rifle. I was about to say, I started loading into him when he was mid-reload. That's the base price. You get the full experience. You need to shell out an additional $80. If you want to have a heart attack, go check out how much it would cost to buy every costume. Oh, I don't want to. I don't know if you've watched it, if you've seen it. The Call of Duty video I did, the declining value. The first couple of games, when I was talking about like pizza slices and how much each slice was costing, I was able to put a price to it. Like, yeah, this slice over here gives you all the cosmetics in the game. And for like Call of Duty Ghosts or Black Ops 2, like I could put an actual price with that because it was tangible and you could find every DLC they released, every cosmetic. But now, in game, it definitely just made a sound when I hit that guy and didn't do any damage. But now, when you look at games, oh, that didn't get him. Now when you look at games and all their unlockable, well, not unlockables, excuse me, they're not unlockables. All their microtransactions, their cosmetics. I mean, it's probably thousands of dollars. Like I didn't even want to bother counting up all the skins from like Modern Warfare 2019 because it just wasn't worth it. Like, there's just so many of them. So yeah, if you there was a discussion, however many years ago it was, about like it was a controversy about why are games charging microtransactions in a way that some people will never be able to experience the whole game or like get everything the game has to offer. And there were defenders of that being like, oh, well, you know, it's just, you don't have to have it, it's just extra skin, what does it matter? Now it's like, dude, go if you want some homework, feel free to go find out how much it would cost to own every single cosmetic in like Fortnite, or actually I bet you there probably are counters for that. Every single cosmetic in like Modern Warfare, Warzone, something like that. I mean, it's designed so that the majority of people don't get to unlock everything. And there was an entire movement behind that saying like, well, that's not that big a deal. But now it's become the norm. Even the game I'm playing right now. Like, I have no interest in unlocking everything the game has because I'm not paying for all that. But in return, I play it less because I can't unlock it through gameplay.
Took their flag. Enemy carrier revealed.
However, let me add, despite Halo Infinite's issues and flaws and deserved criticism, I think of a lot of the free-to-play live service games right now, not even free-to-play, just live service games with battle passes and shops. I think it is one of, if not the least greedy. What a shot! Did y'all see that? What a shot!
The flag is ours.
I think I shot him in like the leg,
Home.
but it worked.
Equipment
I think it's one of the, if not the least greedy one out there. Go, flag, go! Oh, did I get it? I did. Oh, it didn't go up. Yes, it did. Nice. Threw it across. Because, and I say it's the least greedy because the battle passes are not on a FOMO rotation. So if you're not limited on when you can get it. Like, it's there forever. And the shop rotations, the vast majority of items you can buy, which again, like, feel how we will about having to buy like colors and stuff, which is ridiculous. But at the very least, the ones that are there, you can usually find them in the store, even if they're not highlighted or you know, they're not featured. They're still there. Like, so if you miss this week's rotation, you can still buy it next week. Not for everything, though. There's some things that they do true rotations on. So yeah, I'm not defending Halo Infinite's model. I'm just saying I feel like it's the least greedy of the big players out there. Hold on, I'll look at chat. 1 second. Let me get this kill real quick. All right.
30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds and no one's capped the flag.
We must.
I'm gonna die because there's no one here to protect me.
M41 Saber. Inbound. You're exposed.
All right, here we go. Glad I play cheap indie games. I can get 3 to 4 great games for $70. You're absolutely right. There's, I mean, you know, different experiences for sure. You know, everyone likes what they like, but there's a, I relisted an old video of mine, like a walkthrough video on my channel, of me playing this dinosaur horror game. It's called Oakwood. It's showing as the first video that I posted. But it was $5. $5. Now, granted, I only got an hour of gameplay out of it, but like I had a lot of fun with that game, and I would gladly promote it to anybody and everybody. Like if you've got an itch that only dino horror can scratch, if you're anything like me, Oakwood's a good one. It's not very replayable because pretty much everything is scripted, but I was very impressed. Yeah, dude, indie games, you can buy, there's a lot you can buy with $70 for indie games, for sure. I'm actually thinking about making a video. My next video is going to be about Red Dead Online, but I'm thinking, considering the video after that, maybe not about Pal World, but using the discussion of Pal World and, like, you know, it's not by Nintendo. Using that as, like, a framing device to talk about how the lines are getting a little bit blurrier between like indie games and AAA games. At least like what people are willing to put their time into. Because it's becoming more obvious. Like it's a good thing too. AAA needs competition. They need competition, just like Hollywood needs competition, to show them that they can't just get away with anything and everything they want to. They can't take advantage of consumers and then not expect consumers to come up with better products. So I say good on them. Yeah, and utmost respect to indie devs, because I don't create anything. I'm just a guy that complains on the internet. I've never made a game in my life. So the people that have looked at AAA stuff and said, hey, why don't we make something better? You know, hats off. Thank you for, you know, making gaming better for everybody. My favorite features of D4 is the one-click. One-click premium battle pass activation button. Oh, yeah, the one click. Oh, I'm sorry, did you not get that? Are you sad? All right, anyway, yeah, the one-click activation for battle passes on Diablo 4. That was when people were like accidentally activating it using their whatever, their Doge coins, whatever the heck they're called, Diablo tokens, their currency, and buying a battle pass they didn't want to buy. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Fortnite and Epic lost a lawsuit about that. I don't recall it really making headlines all that much, but like it was an accusation that they were. Ooh, I still got him. It was an accusation that they were making it too easy to accidentally buy stuff, and so they lost a lawsuit about that. Which, you know, GG's. If you can't persuade people to buy your greedy products, make them buy it. Make them buy it by accident. What a marketing strategy. Have the smart cars drive straight up to the McDonald's drive-thru by accident. Totally deliberate design decision on the UI. I'll die on that tinfoil hill. I think... Yeah, I think I'm probably about 50% deliberate and 50% just negligence. Like, I think the greed blinded them so much that they didn't even consider the possibility that somebody would want an extra step to purchasing something. Like, I don't think they like, when they were designing the game, they were like, you know, it would be great if we started a mass outcry because we accidentally had people buy stuff. Like, I don't think they wanted that 100% on purpose, but I do think they wanted it to be really easy to buy, and they just, out of negligence, didn't consider, you know, adding a second step. Let me catch up on these boys. What is your most controversial gaming take? Controversial gaming take? I don't know. I have to stew on that one a bit. Controversial gaming take. Let's get in a loading screen while I look for that. I'm gonna go squad battle. Squad battle's fun. Controversial gaming take. This probably isn't the most controversial, but it's a take that I think a lot of people would disagree with. I think maybe I'll spit out a few for you. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I think, had a very fun campaign. Like, I liked the campaign a lot. And I say that because when I flicked the switch in my brain and said, okay, I'm not playing a Call of Duty game right now, I ended up liking it a lot. But, like, while I was playing, you know, like, going... Honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Infinite Warfare, to me, like, playing Starfield and being so disappointed by it actually made me go back and, like, play Infinite Warfare again. I'm not kidding. I really did. Not the whole thing. I didn't beat it again. But I got to the part where you're in the bridge of the ship and you can go hunt different bounties and stuff, and I was like, why is Call of Duty doing a space game better than a space game? I don't know. So that's probably a controversial take of mine. I'm sure I have more. There's probably some beloved series that I can't stand. Probably.
Capture the flag.
Red Dead 2 is such a good game. Yeah, I agree. Red Dead 2's campaign is one of those games where if it came out today and it cost $70 and all I got was the campaign, I'd buy it. Well worth it. It's in my top 3 games of all time for sure. Just the online was a disaster. Grim Dawn, to any former Diablo fanboys looking to scratch that grim dark itch. I haven't heard of Grim Dawn. I am very down to play a Diablo game that's not Diablo though, if that makes sense. Like, give me that aesthetic, give me that style, that type of game, but it's not Activision Blizzard, then I'm down. Only $40 for the whole game. They got a new expansion coming out this year. Okay, nice. I wonder if Rockstar will abandon GTA Online after 6 drops. Well, I'm gonna touch on this a little bit in my upcoming Red Dead Online video. I'll give you a quick spoiler. People seem to forget that when GTA Online came out, it was pretty bare bones. Like, the complaint that there's nothing to do, it didn't originate in Red Dead Online. It originated in GTA Online. People were bored out of their minds. All you could really do was, like, PvP and some of that, you know, that make your own fun kind of crap. And it took, like, heists weren't in the game at launch either. It took a while for GTA Online to become as not populated, people were playing it anyway. It took a long time for it to become as content rich, I guess you could say, as it is now. And I fully anticipate GTA 6 will also launch pretty bare bones, because what they learned with GTA Online is that they can launch a shell of an online counterpart, and people will still play it and still buy it and wait like a dog at a food bowl for the next scrap of content. So so they're probably going to sink all their resources as much as they can into their campaign, and then probably for online content that will come out over time. So I don't think GTA 6 is going to launch. Online part is going to launch, and it's just going to be filled with content. But as to the question of will they abandon GTA Online, absolutely they will.
Inbound.
Absolutely, that is inevitable. Unless they see that people are still just funneling money into GTA Online, because now you're talking, what, 10 years worth of stuff people have? But it's kind of like Call of Duty. You know, when the new GTA comes out, you know, GTA Online as it exists right now, they can only sell you a submarine once. You know, they can only sell you the Lambo once. Whereas when GTA 6 comes out and everybody inevitably buys it, they can start to sell the same thing that people already bought GTA Online again. And I think that is going to be kind of where it lives or dies. Can I get close to the nope? Yeah, that's kind of where it's going to live or die. Like, they're going to test it and see if people will basically just repeat buy the same crap they've already bought last go around. And if they do, then great, let's keep pumping into GTA 6. If they don't, if people are sticking with GTA Online and all their stuff they've accumulated there, then you'll probably see like half and half. Wow. Went right past my face. Yeah, I'm doing horrible. Let's see. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Infinite Warfare really doesn't deserve the hate it gets. No, I think the online was pretty heinous. Like I didn't care for the online really at all. It went too far for me. But the campaign I thought was very good. It's a beautiful campaign, lots of memorable moments, very fun. And it was honestly pretty innovative if you think about it. Like for a Call of Duty game, like at least they were trying something different versus the new ones. They don't try anything different. They just sell you the same game 3 years in a row. Never played any CODs. There's my controversial gaming take. It's not controversial anymore, I don't think. It was, you know, probably 5 years ago. If you said, hey, Call of Duty's a crap series, you would get dogpiled online. Ooh, I did not think that would kill me. You get dogpiled online for saying COD sucks like 5 or 6 years ago. Nowadays, it just feels a little more par for the course. But but to say you've never played a COD game, yeah, that's pretty gnarly. That's nuts. I mean, the most COD I ever played, dude, I'm doing awful. I swear to all of you, when I'm sitting on my couch playing on my Xbox, I do not suck like this. I will often stop my wife in the middle of her reading a book and say, "I'm amazing. Look at the scoreboard."
Skewer available.
Because I need affirmation, right? What even damage him? Yeah, Source, trust me, bro. I'm good at this game. One time I was playing GTA Online, I got teleported to someone's yacht, and a gang of old ladies murdered me with rocket launchers. Then my game crashed.
Repulsor obtained.
Yeah, the whole,
Take cover.
even the yacht thing, and yeah, first of all, GTA Online, the griefing is out of control.
They're under us.
Like it's not, you know, I want to go invest in a nightclub and, like, you know, getting a couple of gang wars or something. I don't want to be driving in my Ferrari and get napalmed by a flying motorcycle, like out of nowhere. Like that stuff is ridiculous. At least Red Dead Online, I feel like, really nailed the anti-griefing stuff. Like they did a good job with that.
Confirmed.
Like there were missions that you could play in a safe mode, basically. Like you'd get less payout for it, but you also couldn't get griefed or raided or whatever. I hope GTA 6 is good. First COD was the original. I still have flashbacks of Sergeant Moody yelling at me in basic training. Wow, yeah. My first COD was Call of Duty 2. I played the original after the fact, but the first one I ever played was Call of Duty 2. And it's actually funny because Call of Duty 2... So, do y'all remember? I guess I assume at least some of you are here old enough, I would hope. Do y'all remember when like the grocery stores, Walmarts, whatever, would have the demo stations in there where you could walk up and play on a controller? Hopefully my controller's not. Hopefully my mic's not picking up all my sounds from the controller. If you remember, you could play demos and stuff. Well, Walmart. I remember it had a demo for Call of Duty Big Red 1, And I played that
Confirmed.
like every time I went to Walmart. I went there and played that.
Kill.
To the point where I wanted to get Call of Duty 2. I didn't realize that COD 2 and COD 2 Big Red 1 were two different games. So when I got the when I got Call of Duty 2, I was shocked to say the least
Enemy is
that like I was waiting to get to the part in Big Red 1. Honestly, I can't even remember anymore. But like I was playing Call of Duty 2, and I was like, this is not what I played in Walmart. Like this does not feel like the same game. And I played through the whole thing waiting to get to like a certain part, and it just never happened. It wasn't until after that I realized there were two different games.
enemy carrier revealed.
Those campaigns were litty squiddy though. They were fun.
Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Like I love the good old scripted moments in a COD game.
Carrier revealed. Skewer available. Enemy carrier has
The newest one had a few, but not even remotely close to be justifiable. We had demo stations at Best Buy, but not at Walmart. Yeah, for sure. What's a demo, right? What is this demo you speak of? The ancient texts, the ancient scrolls speak of these demos. Y'all? I don't know if y'all noticed, but in my very first like big video that I did, the first don't pre-order, I got so many angry comments telling me that I just didn't understand what betas were. Like, yeah, I've been a bit facetious every time I talk about betas since then, like snarky towards the people that gave me crap in the comments. But like the idea that like I guess it's just easy for people to forget where betas started. Like it started as demos. Like that's what it was. It was to try to entice you to play the game, not let's give you a broken game, call it a beta, and then use that as a justification for why it sucks. Like that, yeah, people just don't, they don't, I understand the standpoint that yes, a beta helps dev teams make a game better. Yes, I agree. But that's not how it started, and I feel like too many people have forgotten that. Like the slippery slope only continues. It was a free demo that lets you try out a game, or I guess you could pay for a demo. Then it turned into, you know, like an early access type thing where you and select people get to try it out and report the bugs. Then it turned into a title, basically. A title for an excuse to get a game out the door as fast as possible. Let's see, what do I want to play, fellas? Saints Row reboot wasn't trash. We could use it. I agree. GTA needs a good competitor. It sucks that what happened with Saints Row reboot. Like I would love nothing more than for another GTA game to come out that wasn't GTA. Not because I don't like GTA, but I think variety's good. I'd like to see another. I'd like to see a competitor come out for that. Some games still include one. RE4, yeah, RE4 did have a demo, and that is what made like solidified for me 100% I was gonna buy the game, because I was kind of iffy on it at first. I was iffy on on buying RE4 because if I'm being honest, maybe this is a hot take. Who was it? Marula? Yeah, you asked about my most controversial hot take. I think our Resident Evil 4 has way too much action in it. Like, I know people slob RE4 all day, like the original 2005, but I give me like the Resident Evil 2 remake, in my opinion, is the best Resident Evil game, hands down. I love that. I wish Resident Evil would come out with 10 more of those. So RE4, I was a little nervous. What do I want to play? Let's do... Have I tried Halo 3 Refueled? I have, but let's do it again. I think I did Refueled. Yeah, I remember RE2 came out, and I thought it was amazing. So good. I loved it. It's one of my favorite games of that console generation. And then RE3 came out, and it was not as good. It was really short, and I felt like they made it too linear. And I saw RE4, and I was like, oh great, you know, RE3 had a little too much action in it for me, And I remember the original RE4, like that one has even more action. Like that's arguably the game that ruined horror games, because everyone wanted to be RE4. Yeah, RE4 after that. So every horror game and its mother started being super actiony after that point. And I was thinking that, you know, the RE4 remake is going to be too much action for me. And when the demo came out, I played it. I loved the atmosphere, thought the graphics were great, which that's not my only indicator, but like I felt like they still made it spooky. Like it was still spooky even though RE4 does have a lot of action in it. So I bought the game. The demo won my purchase. And I think more games should do that. The RE2 demo, actually, now that I think about it, that's what got me to buy Resident Evil 2 Remake. They had a demo. They had a demo for that one too. I played it, and that's what got me to buy the game. And Dead Space had a demo back in the day. The BioShock demo blatantly misled me. I don't know if y'all remember the first BioShock. If you ever played the demo, the free demo for it, it was the very beginning of the game, like the first 10 minutes or so, and it plays out like a horror game through and through. Like you would be forgiven if you played that demo and you thought BioShock was a horror game. Because I played that demo and I thought BioShock was a horror game, so I went and got it. And boy, you can imagine my surprise when I was flicking fire out of my fingers. And yeah, there's a controversial hot take for you, Marula. I don't care for BioShock.
We've captured Charlie.
I didn't enjoy it.
Your team.
And I beat the whole thing through. I played it from start to finish. And I know people absolutely love that game, and a lot of people consider it as one of the best games of all time. I do not. I think it was just a weird combination of the Fallout aesthetic plus like it kind of wanted to be a horror game but wouldn't commit to it, and I did not enjoy it. But that's just my opinion. I get it. Opinions are like armpits. Everyone has them. They all stink. You know how that goes. Yeah, that's my another controversial take. I do not care for BioShock.
Your team scored.
Of course you understand what betas are. You are one. Nice. I remember when video stores used to hand out demo discs for upcoming games. I do too. Greatest game ever made. Resident Evil 4 is the greatest game ever made. You take that back. Hey, you shouldn't have asked for my controversial takes. I bought Resident Evil 4, the original one. I bought it twice. I bought it on the GameCube or the PlayStation 2. One of the two. And then I bought it for the Wii when it came out. I actually thought it was great on the Wii. Like, it was better on the Wii than it was with a controller. Like a typical controller. And I played it a lot. I played it quite a few times. It was the first Resident Evil game that came out that I actually had the console for. So it was the first one I ever played. Like the Resident Evil games before that, I read the books, I watched walkthroughs on YouTube. Actually, you know what? I gotta backpedal just a tad. I did not have the console for RE4 at first. I actually did watch YouTube videos on it. But then I got the consoles, and the first game I bought was Resident Evil 4. The opening scared me to death on RE4. It was terrifying. It's kind of another one of those games where it starts out kind of tricking you into thinking it's a horror game, and then it's just not. It's an action movie with a horror flavor, maybe. Oh, dude, this is bad. This is bad. Wow. Oh my god.
Enemy Spartans are closing in.
I need to clip that miss on that sniper. Just to keep myself humble for the rest of my life. Whenever I start to feel too prideful, I just need to go back and watch that clip. Remind myself that I'm not all that. Never played BioShock. Gonna have the Ada Wong simps coming after you. Dude, I love Resident Evil. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I cannot stand Ada Wong. Cannot stand her. And I do not for the life of me, understand the infatuation with the character. I don't get it. It's like watching that friend, you know, that keeps breaking up with the same girl over and over again, and they keep telling you, like, oh, it's gonna work out this time, and you know it won't, and you're just kind of sick of hearing about it. Every time I see Ada Wong on screen, and the game tries to persuade me that she might be a good guy this time, or she might not betray Leon this time, I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I've lost all interest. Like, we already know she's there for some sketchy job. We already know that she's gonna pull some kind of mini betrayal on Leon in some way. I just don't care. She's not interesting. She's so one note. Yeah. My one exemption of that exception. My one exception of that would be the end of RE4 Remake, which I guess I won't spoil, but I guess the after credits scene, to be specific. That is the one time where I was like, oh yeah, hey, Ada actually didn't suck. How many kills do I have? 3. Yeah, I'm doing terrible. I'm sorry. What's this? Karaoke? That's my bad, bro. we're losing because of me.
M41 Spanker. Inbound. Enemy has captured Bravo.
Have you played Hogwarts Legacy? Yes, I have. I played Hogwarts Legacy. I think I 100%ed it. I think. It's been a while. I don't remember. It was not... No, I didn't 100% it. But, like, I did everything I wanted to do, and then when I was done... It wasn't a difficult game to get through everything on. Yeah, I played Hogwarts Legacy. I liked it. I just felt like... I don't know, maybe my problem is more so with kind of the open world formula than it is with that specific game. But I felt like it was just too repetitive. I liked it, don't get me wrong. Like, I think if I could summarize why I was disappointed in Hogwarts Legacy, it's because I went into it thinking that I was going to get a Hogwarts student sim, but instead what I got was an open world, I don't know, combat beat 'em up just with a wand this time. Like, the most interesting things to me in that game were when you, like, went around the castle and went to class. As ridiculous as that sounds, like, I was excited about that, and that's just not what the game was. It was kind of a side note more than anything. It was mainly more so about, hey, sneak out of school and go fight thugs that are extremely dangerous, even though you're like 15. You know, go out and slaughter the countryside. No big deal. And don't worry, they won't know who you are. Like I said, I liked it. I enjoyed it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't have beaten it. But it wasn't what I expected. And not having Quidditch is a sin. I used to play the Harry Potter Quidditch. It was like Quidditch World Cup. That game was awesome. You know what? I'm not doing ranked. Absolutely not. You know, I need a breather. I'm gonna go for some King of the Hill. So, like earlier, like I said, Halo Infinite, season 5, best season it's had so far. And I also said, bringing in things that should have been there at launch. Firefight's one of those things. And so this is one of those products of, you know, them finally doing something right. And I'll give them a little bit of commendation for that, I guess. I still want to see regular firefight, though. Like, I still want to see just holding off against waves. Like, the King of the Hill is fun, don't get me wrong. Like, I like it. But I'd like to see the option just for, you know, survive. Survive as long as you can. You were almost a Jill sandwich. You were dang right you were. I can't hate on Ada Wong because she's literally me. Oh, are you a super spy that steals biochemical weapons? I'm just kidding. Don't tell me if you are. I sleep better at night knowing all that stuff's fiction. That kind of stuff. That kind of, like, no no kidding. Like
Fire.
like bioterrorism and stuff like that. That's a horrifying concept. Like, yeah, let me just spill this vial in a city's water supply, and over the next 3 months, they're all gonna, you know, go brain dead. Like, that's a terrifying thought. And the cat ears, baby, let's go. God, I hate that. And then that thing on his head, that should have been a reward. Half the things they sell in this game should have been progressional rewards.
Embrace.
I want bully, but in the Hogwarts universe, yeah, dog, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me be an absolute menace on the on the Hogwarts school grounds. Like, that'd be great. That's a pretty good illustration of what I was hoping for. And I think I'm in the majority with that too, because I remember when the game first came out, one of the first like things that went out about it like negatively was, oh, you can't use spells on other students. It's like, well, yeah, you can't be a psycho and use Avada Kedavra on all the 12-year-olds, but it did kind of make it indicative that the game wasn't really focused on the Hogwarts part. Like the castle felt like it was the main focus for the first quarter of the game. Like then it's all about, you know, explore the countryside for animals you collect and dark wizards you fight. It just felt weird. Like I feel like they could have had something really cool by just keeping it a Hogwarts sim with a couple of like inciting incidents versus, yeah, I'm regularly sleeping out of my dormitory to go, you know, to go wipe out all the evil in the world. Boom. Yeah, one more complaint about Firefight here is that yeah, I wish they'd give you some more ammo, because I don't want to pick up the Covenant weapons. Not in Firefight, I don't. But it feels like a lot of times you don't really have a choice. Does this mean we can finish the older seasons? I want the Season 1 armor. Yes, you can finish the older seasons, but I would strongly encourage you, don't start with Season 1, because Season 1 is the only season out of all the battle passes that doesn't give you your, what are they called? Your John coins, your, I don't know, your Halo bucks, your 343 bucks, your credits, whatever the heck they're called. It doesn't give you those back in the first battle pass. If you start on 2 and like do all the other ones first, you'll get them back. But it seems like with the way that they're going, you really only need, once you get all the current battle passes caught up, then you won't need them again unless you want something out of the marketplace, because the new operations don't give you any at all. There are no credits there. You're either paying $5 or you're not. So if you want to go through the older seasons, by all means do it. But if you want to save money, save $10. Don't start with Season 1. I don't like the choice to make Legacy a Souls-like. I'm kind of burned out on those.
Double kill.
A Souls-like. What makes you... Not that I'm disagreeing, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What makes you see Legacy as a Souls-like? Was it just because of the way the combat was designed? Or I guess it was a little difficult. I'll give it that. I think I played on the hardest difficulty, so maybe that's why. But yeah, what about Legacy made you feel like it was a Souls-like? Or maybe that's what it's classified as, and I'm just missing the memo. I don't know.
Double kill. Triple kill.
I'm not a super spy, but I would totally betray my boyfriend in the event of a zombie apocalypse. I feel that. loyalty less than survival. I have had tough conversations with my wife about, hey, if the zombie apocalypse ever goes down, I hope you know that the moment, like a lighthearted conversation, like I'm not like berating her, but like if the moment came and and taking care of you meant the difference in life and death for me and everyone else with us, you know, you'd have to get left behind, right? Call me harsh. Like I said, lighthearted conversation. I wasn't like clenching my fist on my spoon at dinner, thinking about how mad she'd make me in a zombie apocalypse or anything. I mean, if it helps, I've also told her what order I would eat our dogs in. Like in the event of a disaster. Oh, I think we're about to lose. Yeah, that's the last guy. I think we're about to lose. In the event of like a disaster, I have an order in which I would eat my dogs if I had to. I've thought about these things. Someone's got to. Dude, this guy pulls it out of this. He's a monster. Perfect time to catch up on chat, though. Do you play any JRPGs? I tell everyone I meet to play Trails in the Sky so they can get trapped in a never-ending saga like I am. Yeah, I do. Not super often. Like the one you mentioned was at Trails in the Sky. Oh, he did it. He did it. He pulled us out of there. Wow. Give it up for Havy6012. That's what I'm talking about.
Set start.
A beast. I have played some, not a ton, but yeah, I have yet to find one that's like really made me want to just sink my time into it. Like I've played ones that are fun, don't get me wrong, but you know, really maybe it's more of an RPG thing for me than JRPG specifically. Like I have to really, I have a disgusting case of abandonment when it comes to RPG games. Like I will very often start them and then just stop playing them way sooner than I should have. Because I need an RPG to really captivate me, to want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, unlocking skill trees, you know, all that stuff. It's got to really keep my attention for me to, like The Witcher 3, for example. Great game. I had a good time with it. I didn't beat that either. But to be fair, I just bought it for the first time like 2 months ago, so you know I haven't had a ton of time with it. But I played it. Did something come out, or did I? Well, I got really deep into my Alan Wake 2 video. Like that took me a long time to make. It took me a long time to make that one, so like I didn't touch any games for like 2 weeks. I think that was actually when I stopped doing Witcher 3. I haven't given up on that one though. I know it's not a JRPG, but that's what I mean. Like when I'm talking about RPGs, I bought Cyberpunk and have yet to touch it. It was on sale. I went with I put up that poll on the community page. I don't know, watching gameplay of Cyberpunk just doesn't get me excited, but I hear what everyone's saying about how it's a good game now. I don't know, at some point I'll give it a sure and give it a shot. Isn't any game that lets you fight giant monsters a Souls-like? I think Souls-like is more defined as, like... Yes, there's bosses that you go to and ones that you discover in the open world, but it's also a little bit stricter on like resource management, and the skill gap is decently high. You know, I could be completely wrong. I figure like Souls-like, if it really just came down to fight giant monsters, that makes it a Souls-like, then I guess. I don't know. I feel like that could be something you would say of like Monster Hunter or something. But then again, Monster Hunter, you don't. Well, I guess you can kind of explore. You can explore open world Monster Hunter. I don't know. Maybe Monster Hunter is considered a Souls-like, and I'm out of the loop on that. I'll be completely honest. When it comes to just the Soulsborne games in general,
Hill control.
I did not get really invested in one until Sekiro, and then after that was Elden Ring.
Reinforcements.
I've played them all. I've tried them all, but I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur. Cinder shot's so cheap. I love it. Yeah, it's still hilarious to me that they completely scrapped. I say that as I pick up scrap cannon. They completely scrapped all the Promethean enemies. I think that's so funny. Like the knights and the watchers and the crawlers, like everything from 4 and 5, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore. Which I'm not necessarily upset about that. I thought the Prometheans were not fun, or, well, plot-wise they were interesting, but I did not find them fun to fight. I'd rather fight the Covenant, but
Legendary.
it's just funny how much time and effort they put into Promethean weapons and enemies just to scrap them completely. Like, the weapons were cool, don't get me wrong, like the
Your team about to score.
somebody in here? Yep, there is. The weapons were all pretty neat.
Double kill.
Your girlfriend's parents have a subterranean, what? Excuse me? A subterranean home and a personal armory?
5 enemies remaining. 2 enemies remaining.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and drop the address on that? Not because I want to come, you know, not because I want to keep that in my back pocket in case an apocalypse comes or anything. Just curious. Just kidding. Don't drop your addy in the chat.
Your team scored.
Or I guess your girlfriend's parents.
Weapon drop.
Now, it sounds like you'd be like, I don't know if y'all ever seen Tremors. It'd be like Burt Gummer's basement in Tremors. The giant worm breaks in through the wall, and the camera just pans behind him, and it's a huge wall of like every conceivable gun you could imagine. So they're just grabbing each gun off the wall and blasting it. He says, what's the line? He says, you broke into the wrong GD bunker today, something like that. Like, yeah, of every house in the town that it could have broken into, it chose the one with a huge armory in the basement. Hey, I will go ahead and say real quick, I appreciate you guys commenting stuff and saying stuff. Like, I've never really seen myself as like doing anything streaming wise. Like, it's really just been videos for me. And so trying out streaming, I feel like kind of lives and dies based on, you know, chat's engagement or, you know, what you're doing on screen, obviously. But like interacting with you guys has been pretty cool so far. Like, I'm glad. I appreciate you guys. What I'm trying to say. I appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts and asking questions. It's making it really fun for me. Hope it's fun for you. Hope my takes aren't complete dog water. If they are, I guess let me know. Oh. I need to clip that one too. That was a bad miss. That was funny though. The look on that brute's face is what made me laugh.
Reinforcements.
Trails in the Sky, first year's of games is ongoing. Over 800 plus hours of story. Oh my. Hey, that's what I like to hear. I can appreciate that. I can absolutely appreciate that. You know, one thing that I wish more live service games would do is incorporate story into the stuff that they do. Like, think about the first Titanfall. It was probably a little bit ahead of its time, honestly, because there was no campaign and people complained about that at the time. But all of the matches you went into, I think all of them, if I'm not mistaken, or at least there was a campaign. Like, there was a story going on in the match you went in. Like, sure, you replayed some of them because that's the nature of a multiplayer game. But like, it was still cool. It was immersive. Like, it was neat. Like you're dropping into this area because of this particular thing going on. It's not just drop in here and let's get points on the scoreboard. It was neat.
Score.
I guess Halo Infinite started to do that, and then they scrapped their cutscenes, which that was such a red flag. It wasn't even funny. Like, hey, Halo Infinite, we just can't make a cutscene anymore, or having a minute-long cutscene every 6 months is too much for us. We're gonna have to stop doing that. Souls-like should be called Shadow of the Colossus-like, but that'd be too much of a mouthful. Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, that was a good one. It's not a platforming game, but, you know, platforming was still a decent part of it, and that's the one game that I probably actually enjoyed the platforming segments in because it was that cool. Like, climbing on top of a giant monster, like, that's awesome. I usually stick my nose up to platforming stuff more often than not, but in Colossus, I did not. It was fun. Remember that I was supposed to introduce Tremors 3? Yes, I do. Yeah, I used to love Tremors. Or I still do. It's a great series. Well, the first half of the series, anyway. When they went full CG with the worms and stuff, that's when I checked out. You know what? Let's do something... I kind of want to do an objective mode. I bet you quick play will put me in one. I'll cast a spell to drive up your engagement. Thanks. Trails of the Sky is the first trilogy, then Crossbell, Trails of Cold Steel, now we're up to Trails of Reverie. Gotcha. Okay, so it went from turn-based to action RPG. Okay, that's interesting. Was that change received positively? Like, did the fans, were they cool with that? Or were a lot of people still like, no, we want our old style back? Like, we don't, like, don't get rid of the turn-based. Yeah, I'm all for the Mark IVs coming in, but I can't help but feel like it's still just like, how many slight variations of the classic Spartan armor can you make before people stop getting excited about it? Like, again, not trying to be a complete downer here. I suck.
Enemy team.
Come on. Oh, I got him somehow. I don't know how I did that. Yeah, I feel like there's only so many variations you can do of the base armor. I don't mean, like, you know, just armor in general, like specifically of the combat evolved armor. Because right now you've got the Mark V, you've got the Master Chief armor that you can buy, you've got the Mark IV, and I don't count the Mark VI because I feel like it's different enough. For me, anyway, it's different enough. And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to instigate with the Halo purists. I love Halo 2. It's my favorite gaming franchise. But yeah, the Mark IV suit coming out just didn't, like, I'd rather hear that they're releasing some kind of drastic change to the game's content, not another armor core that looks slightly similar to the other armor cores we already have. And yes, I did play Halo Wars. I loved Halo Wars. Like, I understand the significance of the armor core. I feel like being super excited about the Mark IV core and not really focusing on anything else, like ignoring the fact that they're moving away from seasons, is giving a little too much credit where it's not.
Your team score. Hill incoming.
Power items incoming.
Hill ready.
I've only recently come to learn about the different segments of the Halo fan base. Like, I used to think pretty much everyone kind of thought the same. Like, I thought that most of the opinions were pretty widespread.
Enemy team took
It wasn't until really recently that I learned that and there's some people that exist. It seems like they exist in the Halo fan. Wow, they exist in the Halo fan base because they just. I don't. It's almost like they can't ever find anything right with Halo. Like everything is bad, everything is terrible. They don't deserve any credit. But then there's also some people that are like Halo apologists. Like everything that they do is the second coming of Christ. And I'm just not on either of those trains. They don't make sense. I think there's some good, there's some bad.
Team took the hill.
Not trying to be a full-on centerist about it, but I guess to bring that tangent full circle, I don't feel like this update really deserves as much positivity as it seems to have been getting. But relatively speaking, it's definitely better than the drought we got. Oh wow, it's definitely wow. Yeah, who am I to talk about Halo when I'm pulling off moves like that? It's definitely better than the drought we got in Season 2. Like I'm hoping that Season 2 of Halo Infinite will be like the darkest time in Halo live service history. Like I really hope it is. Like I hope we never have a content drought or content drip as terrible as that ever again.
Hill incoming. Hill ready.
Brett, and you're a good entertainer, Kingerd, with good opinions. You deserve all the views in the world. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I'll be honest, I've not messed with streaming up until now because like live entertainment has never been my thing. Like I did a couple of podcasts with the channel 30 NSG. 30 is still gaming, I think is what that stands for. And it was the first time I went on there, it was the most horrifying thing I'd ever done in my life. Like y'all should have seen the pump up I had to give myself to film my first video. The first video that I was on camera for was my Baldur's Gate 3 one. And talk about stepping out of a comfort zone. That was it. that was horrifying. I like public speaking, I always have, but not like internet public speaking. You know what I mean? Oh, you try to snipe me? Imagine getting rocked by a dude with a pistol when you have a sniper. Go up, go up. There we go. I'm getting my groove back a bit. Most fans loved it. I loved it too. Okay, well, that's good to hear. I always like hearing when there's a series that makes some kind of innovation or change to its core stuff that's positively received. Like I like hearing that a series is adapting or growing. Come on. Boom! Oh, I thought that was gonna happen.
Your team scored. Hill incoming.
Ooh, that was really bad lag there. Yeah, like I like I guess an example would be the opposite of Call of Duty, opposite of Halo. You know what would really be a nice example? Imagine if Pal World didn't exist and instead Pokemon released a game like Pal World. That would be I thought I had a pistol. Am I spawning with a pistol sometimes and not other times, or am I picking him up and forgetting about it? Let's see what happens. Yeah, what's I guess
Enemy team
King of the
took
Hill. I guess sometimes I'm spawning with a pistol and sometimes, or did I pick that up and I just don't remember doing that? Maybe that must be what happened. I must have picked that up and just mindlessly did it. But yeah, like if I heard that Pokemon released Pal World, or a game like Pal World, but it was Pokemon instead, like that would make me happy to hear. Like people are enjoying it as much as they say they are. I have a feeling that a lot of people who like Pal World like it more so because it's spiting Nintendo, but you know, I haven't played it for myself, so I don't know. Which honestly, even if that is the case, I say power to them. Like I said, I like competition. Oh, I'm just
Team scored. Hill incoming.
terrible at Halo, but entertaining nonetheless. I swear I'm not bad at this game. I am absolute donkey. No, I won't say that. I am absolute dog water tonight. But I am not terrible overall. Maybe you know what? If I'm out in the living room and I'm playing, having a good time, doing well, I'll just jump in here real fast, start up a stream just unannounced, just when I know I've got a groove going. I gotta clear my name. I won't have this Kingerd slander.
Incoming.
Oh, you know something funny? It's probably too late to do it now. But my username, my channel name, the Kingerd. There have been several instances where I've been trying to make an account for something or type it into something, and it gets flagged as inappropriate language. It gets flagged as inappropriate language because it's too close to a slur. Oh. It's like I don't want to change it now. In fact, I like it. It's a cool play on my last name, but at the same time, like, dang, there's some extra hoops I got to jump through because of that. That's for sure.
Active camos out. Stay alert.
Yeah, how did I lose that? Oh, he's got a battle rifle? I don't know. Wish I could wear that Starship Troopers like armor that the regular troops wear. Yeah, I understand why they don't put humans in here with Spartans. It would be it wouldn't really make sense because they're so different in size. They're different in size and they can't jump as high, so like they'd have to forego logic of in the universe just for the sake of making more cosmetic content. But it would be cool, you know. Maybe they could just put it on a Spartan. You know, we'll just put in the armor description that this armor was made larger so a Spartan could wear it or something. I'd be down with that. Then they could do all the different armors for the different games, like the Marines wear. That'd be cool. If it's more Halo content, I'm down. Well, if it's more Halo cosmetics that I don't have to drop $20 on, I'm down.
Items have spawned.
Enemy team took the hill.
Yeah, see, Brett, that was a nice kill. I get those every now and again.
Shields are down.
Cap. Did we get it? We did. Wow. What a dub. What a dub, fellas. See how much I contributed. Oh, wait, my kills are not bad. I got 15. I mean, bottom of the leaderboard, but everyone did good. I said I was going to go for objective, and I did not do that game. Maybe that's why I suck. Killzone. I had Killzone too. Well, yeah, Killzone number 2 and as well. I had the Xbox, my brother had the PS2. So, he was all about Killzone, I was all about Halo. And I still got to play Killzone because he had it. We shared a bedroom, we shared a TV, so I played Killzone 2 and 3. Let me try this new map again. How long have I been on here? 2 hours? Close to it. Yeah, maybe I'll call it at 8. We'll see how this game goes. How about that? Hope the marketing of the next game, they're going to continue to do weird but cool stuff, like the car commercial. Yeah, I know, the creative marketing for Halo. Do both. I hope they do both. Like, they have the funny stuff and then also the cool stuff, too. Like, Halo 3's Super Bowl ad. Still iconic, still awesome. Have you ever considered doing a collab with Quentin Reviews? There's some crossover with your content. He looks eerily similar to you. I'm not familiar with Quentin Reviews. I'll have to look him up after this. Or him or Him? And he looks, yeah, okay. No, Quentin Reviews. No, I'm not familiar with that creator. I'll take a peek at what they've got after this. When I'm done playing this, when I'm done streaming, I'm gonna get back to work on my upcoming video. Yeah, editing. I guess YouTube in general is not my day job, so I have to. I wish I could put out stuff faster. I do, but it seems like one video every 2 or 3 weeks is kind of about the groove that I've found.
A satisfactory.
And I'm getting better at editing. Like, you know, I'm not saying my content's getting better per se. I hope it is. I mean, like, I'm getting faster at editing stuff. Like, I'm learning how hotkeys work and being able to shave off like several minutes of time from certain tasks. So I'd like to see my stuff increase. So that's why I'm kind of thinking maybe I could just start streaming a little bit here and there instead. Because what's kind of happened for the last we already got that. What's kind of happened for the last couple of videos is I've been so busy editing stuff that I'm kind of forgetting to be a gamer. You know, like I'm not really getting time to just play video games. And I feel like maybe a best of both worlds thing could be if I do a little bit of both. I could edit videos, but then also stream a little bit too. No way. Oh, wow. That was a nice shot. Nitro Cold Dude. I don't get the Power World controversy. It just seems like people trying to tear down a fun game. Well, with Power World specifically,
they have
it's an interesting discussion. I'll say that. It's an interesting discussion that, on the one hand, you have a game that is made by someone who's not Nintendo, and it's, you know, getting a lot of traction. Lots of people buying it, doing super well. So, you know, props there. At the same time, it's also not an original game either. Like, they basically just kind of combined the best elements of different early access games or just games in general and mashed them into one. Like, you take a game like Ark, Survival Evolved, or Conan Exiles, and then add a knockoff Pokemon in there, and you've got Power World, basically. So, you know, you've got the discussion's interesting because it kind of does beg the question, you know, at what point are we talking about, like, when does inspiration become plagiarism, I guess? Because there's not a game exactly like Power World in the Pokemon catalog. Like, there's not. It's if I'm not mistaken, it is the first game. If it were a Pokemon game, how about that? If it were a Pokemon game, it would be the very first time that you could walk around an open area, throw out your, we'll call them Pokemon. You can throw them out, pick them back up with your Pokeballs. So it's kind of like they're sticking it to Nintendo in that, like, hey, look, you're not the only ones who can make a game like this. Maybe it's time to listen to your fans, and this could be you making this money instead of us. And then it's also like, well, the accusations that they made their pals with AI, and they obviously ripped off or were inspired by the art style from Pokemon. I don't know how I feel about it, if I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't really, maybe if I make a video on it, I'll have a more firm stance. But right now, I'm kind of, I love the fact that Nintendo is up in a tizzy about it. I love the fact that Nintendo's panicking because someone took basically their IP and made something better with it. Like, I love that because I want to see more indie developers doing stuff that rivals the big companies. I love that. But at the same time, I also get I get the accusations that Power World is not oh, sorry. I get the accusations that Power World is also not creative either. Like, they just copied a bunch of stuff. And I'd have to agree with that. And I don't know which one of those wins in my head. Like, sticking it to Nintendo or a lack of originality. I'm not sure which one of those is the priority for me.
Enemy
in my
carrier
stance
has
on that
revealed
game.
themselves.
Because I'll be honest, I've never been a big Pokemon fan, like never really been into it. I had cards when I was little, and I played like on the Game Boy and stuff. But like Power World came out, I didn't rush to my console to download or anything,
Hostile. Wrecked.
and I didn't touch Scarlet and Violet. Like that's for certain.
Play.
Which that one just got added to the modern gaming fodder pile in a way for me. Maybe it's better now. I don't know. YouTube trying to cancel the king of the Erds. Yeah, no kidding. I considered. I don't think I'm quote like big enough yet by any means, but I considered trying to come up with like maybe design some products or something that I could sell in what's it called, Shopify. And Shopify, which I ended up not doing it just because I don't know what I'd sell, and I haven't really taken the time to sit down and make something cool that I think people would actually want to buy. Like I wouldn't just want to cash in on, you know, just nothing. Like I'd want to make, like if it's gonna be say t-shirts for example, like I'd want to make a cool t-shirt that someone would actually want, not just something that like has my face on it or something. But I tried to make an account with Shopify, and they wouldn't let me use my username. they just straight up wouldn't do it. So that's an example of one. And have customizable faces for a change. I retract what I said. You are not terrible at Halo, just slightly below average. I'll take that. I'll earn my way back up. Don't worry.
They have our flag.
You know, it's funny.
Enemy flag
I've spent so much of my life playing Halo that when I come on here and stream, and I'm absolute dog water at it, it's the equivalent of like somebody who spends 20 years of their life training to become the best painter they could, and they paint their first picture they make public, and it's just kind of mid. Like it's just kind of mid at best, like a slightly above a stick drawing. That's how I feel my performance is tonight. I'll have to practice more. 20 years wasn't enough. I need to get better. No, I fully acknowledge the leaderboards ain't looking too hot for old Kingerd tonight. That's 757. I'm gonna play one more. No, I'm kidding. You're great. Well, I appreciate that. What's it like dealing with the algorithm? It seems like having an inconsistent upload schedule is bad for getting your content seen. It probably is. You know, every other YouTube advice channel out there says be consistent, but I think it just, for me, well, not all of them. Some of them will say take your time, make the best video you can make. And I'm not a... What do I want to do? I'm going to go big team. I'm not a YouTube guru. I've only been on the platform for 7 months now. But it seems to me that... I don't know if I'm convinced that consistency matters as much as quality. I'm not sure that I'm convinced of that. Because there are some channels out there that I know that post every day, maybe multiple times a day, and you know they'd be lucky to get their sub count up to another 1,000 in a year. So I think if consistency were the answer more than quality, then you wouldn't have, like, take my first don't pre-order video for example. Like, that was a tech demo for me. Like, I did not expect anyone to actually see that. Like, I really thought that, you know, it would get some views, sure, but it's at 1.8 million right now, and I don't even think that's a good quality video. Like, I don't. Like, rewatching it now makes me cringe, but at the same time, I was not consistent then either. So I don't know. I think it's just got to do with more so the pacing of the video and the intro, the thumbnail. I think that stuff is probably more important than consistency. So I'm not willing to risk putting out subpar videos for the sake of consistency, in the hopes that that helps with the algorithm, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I don't, like my Baldur's Gate 3 video, if you go back and watch that one, you could probably tell I made that in a day. I made that in one day. And I could probably do something like that more regularly, but that's just, I just don't want to. I don't want to make a video where it's kind of just me rambling in the camera the whole time. Maybe I throw in a meme here and there. Like, I actually enjoy taking the time to write out the script, reviewing it a few times, add in some jokes, you know, add in some better points, and then, like, just kind of trying to have fun with the editing. Like, I'm not good at editing by any means. I've been teaching myself how to edit since I started. So there's a lot of things I still don't know how to do, but learning them's fun. I think it's a good time. So, I mean, I guess that being said, my dream upload schedule would probably be 1 video a week, but I think that would require me treating this like a full-time job. Which I guess if I just really wanted to go balls to the wall, I probably could, like, you know, leave my job and just start focusing on this and nothing else. Maybe it'd pay off, maybe it wouldn't. But I view the YouTube algorithm as such a curveball in somebody's business model. Like, if I wanted to start a business where I sold pizza, for example. I talk about pizza a lot because I like it. Say I want to start a business where I sold pizza. I could get contracts with different restaurants and retailers and promotional material up to reach so-and-so number of people. With YouTube, you don't get to control how many impressions you get. It's up to YouTube to decide that. And I think that is until it were more consistent. Like like right now, if I post a video, I have no idea what a good number of views would be. Because like there was a time when I thought maybe 4,000 views in the first week was good, but then I posted my Alan Wake 2 video, and it's been a week and it's still not even at 2,000. So, you know, even though that's a longer video than I normally make, and there were some controversial takes in it, like I get that, I still thought that at least the view count would still be higher than it is. And it's kind of a shame because I had more I don't know what you want to call it. I was more passionate about making that game than, or not that game. I was more passionate about that video than I was a number of videos prior. So to see it not do as well kind of just reminded me that I am at the mercy of the algorithm in a lot of ways, and there's things I can do to improve my odds, but it's not like any other business out there. It's not like I'm just selling a product. Like, I have to convince the YouTube algorithm that, and the people that it shows first, I have to convince them that my video is worth watching. Then it will do well. And until I have a larger audience, where maybe, like, you know, like the base audience that will at least click on whatever video you put out no matter what it is, until that's at like a decently high point, then I don't think I would go, I would really consider going full-time.
Double kill.
Now, streaming in YouTube, like YouTube videos and streaming, that is not a bad idea. So I kind of like what I'm doing right now. Like, I like the fact that I'm just playing a game and still getting to interact with you guys and give you something at the same time. I don't want every game I play to just become content. But if it's content that can be made while having a good time, I don't see the harm in that. I think it's a great idea. I want Digimon to make a comeback. Dude, Digimon. Yeah, I remember Digimon. I'm tired of Pokemon dominating the market, and I'm glad Power Wars giving them competition. Yep, Digimon, dude. As a child, when, and that's not meant to be an insult. Like, I just mean as a kid when I was most into that kind of stuff, like Pokemon, I preferred Digimon over Pokemon. Honestly, I did. I didn't stick with it, of course. Like, I just like if you put me at knife point right now and said name one Digimon, I couldn't do it. But I do remember that I liked Digimon more. And again, that's not like me saying when I was a kid, like, that's not me trying to insult anybody. Like, I'm fully aware that adults can enjoy it too. I just mean, like, when I was younger, that's when I was into it. Like Star Wars. I'm not as into Star Wars now as I was when I was a kid, but I know that it's still an adult-friendly franchise as well. Gotta get that Raid Shadow Legends money.
Wheel.
Yeah, guys, I gotta say, like I went to bed angry a couple nights ago, and I debated like bringing it up to my wife. I wasn't sure how to even mention it, but like I was just thinking in my head, like I have seen how much money some YouTubers have made off of like one sponsorship deal, for example, that in my opinion potentially goes against the integrity of the channel. And like it's nothing to scoff at. Like the amount of money that some of these sponsors offer to me is a life-changing amount of money. Like I don't agree with some channels taking some of the sponsorships they do, but I understand it. And after seeing some of those figures, like really seeing how much money they offered for how little effort they were offering it, like it made me second guess and question the entire video I made about the Payday 3 situation. And I bring that one up because that's the only video where I've talked about sponsorships. It made me second guess all of that because I was just like, is this just the way you make it? Is this just the way you make it on YouTube now? Like, if someone is truly offering that much money for me to just make a video or two, like, I get why people do it. And you know what? People are going to be mad in the comments and question your integrity and tell you that you can't be trusted. But then it's like, well, when your bank account looks like that, I get why those people are willing to put up with that. For me, personally, I still want to have fun, and I want to feel like I'm contributing something. I don't want to just do it for money. Like I want to feel like I added something to someone's take on a game, you know, or helped sway the average person's mindset of what the gaming industry is really trying to do to them. That's more important to me than money. But I would be dog-faced lying if I said that if someone waved around a contract in front of my face and said, hey, give us a 10-minute shout out on your channel and we'll give you this many tens of thousands of dollars, like that's tough. That's tough to turn down. So I think for me, I guess, you know, feel free to clip this later to hold it against me if I ever betray it. But my personal stance is, when it comes to sponsorships, I don't think they're a bad thing, so long as the type of sponsorship doesn't betray the foundation of the channel. So like you're never gonna see me sponsor say like a video game that is live service and has everything in it that I complain about on YouTube. Like I'm not familiar with Raid Shadow Legends, but if it contains like expensive paid cosmetics or loot boxes and stuff, then you're not going to see me sponsor it. And I feel like it would be going against the foundation of my channel if I did. And I did kind of think about, you know, just a video game in general. What would it take for me to sponsor one? Like I'd have to probably really like it, but the only way you would know that is if it were already out. And I don't think, you know, most games aren't looking for YouTube sponsorships after it's already come out. They want it beforehand. So, you know, maybe that's just a section of the market that I'll miss out on, and then I'll probably have to wrestle with the integrity of it at some point. Like someone's going to offer, you know, again, not trying to be arrogant, just assuming that the channel grows, and it grows a lot. I would have to decide if going against what I'm saying right now is worth the money that they would be offering me. And based on some of the examples of sponsorship money I've seen some people get offered, it would be very hard to say no. So again, I don't agree with it, but I understand why people end up doing it. I get it. Like, yeah, like one of the sponsorships I've seen in particular was like my annual salary right now just to make a video on a game. So it's like, dude, when they're waving that much money around, it's tough. It's a tough situation, especially with the algorithm being as goofy as it is. Could always start your own NFT scam. That's how all the cool kids are making their money these days. Yeah, right. We'll call it Kingerd coin. It's just gonna be shirtless pictures of me in every year of my life, and the ones where I look better will be worth more. It'll be a currency.
Dynamo grenades obtained.
And then the special cards will be for, or not cards, the special NFTs will be for all 75 of the dogs that live in my house. I've seen a couple people ask. I will clarify. I have 4 dogs. I haven't meant to do this, but I have noticed that in some of my videos, like one of my dogs will randomly show up, and there'll be a comment that'll be like, "Wait, I thought your dog looked like so and so." Like, you have another dog? Like, yeah, I've got 4 to be specific. I have 4 dogs. Dude, the bandit rifle's so good. Why is it the only weapon we've gotten since the game came out? I couldn't tell you, but it's a good gun. I like that they finally found something. I want that one. I like that they finally thought of a gun that at least stands a chance against the battle rifle, because the battle rifle has been the undisputed king for way too long. Boom! Come on, get somebody, get somebody. What? Excuse me? Yeah, it's a good gun. 1.8 million views. Yeah, it's been wild. I'm heading off for the night. Ed, thanks for the stream, King. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Brett. Peace out. Kansas gamer, quality over quantity. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Kansas. That's where my head's at. And you know, I think if the day ever came where it was undisputable, it was 100% true that I had to just kind of ramble once a day and just put something out there just to get it out there, then I don't know if I'd even bother with YouTube anymore, because I don't feel like I'm not contributing anything. I don't know. It just wouldn't be fun for me. Brett heading off for the night. Yep. Thanks, Brett. I already said goodbye to Brett. If you got the hardware for it, you should use Restream to multi-stream to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Maybe easier building. Maybe. Are you allowed to stream to multiple softwares now? I thought that was frowned upon. I don't know. I have a Twitch. My Twitch account exists, but I think I haven't updated it since I was Kingerd Chronicles. So I don't know. I don't know if it'd be really worth anyone's time to check out. Not even Agumon? Nope, sorry. Couldn't name a single Digimon. Scale by size reads the channel, but the lowest figures I've seen for Raid, Shadow, Legend sponsorships is like 4,000 to 5,000 per ad read. Yeah, everyone has their price. If I was getting 5,000 to tell people to play a terrible mobile game, I'd sacrifice whatever ethics in video games journalism I have. Yeah, I get it. It's, you know, it's, I understand it. Like I said, I don't know. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me tonight, everybody. Thank y'all so much for coming, hanging out, and making my first stream super memorable. So I was honestly really, really nervous that not a single person would join and I would get no chats and I would have nothing to talk about. So thank you for that not being the case. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Kingerd out.